welcome to Danger Canadian Content Productions. We're live in Factory Girl on the Danforth. Now our guest is Jerry Leger. Hi, Jerry. Welcome.
Hey, good to be here.
Well, it's interesting. Let's start with your name cropped up in various circles, if I'm honest, and lots of people were. And I think I mentioned Sean Clark was one of the people who put your name forward and said, it would be a really good to do this. And then, so when we came to the David Pico Square, which was the farmers market the other week, it was a really good. It was a really easy pick. One, because it's. If I'm selfish, it was a free gig for us, and there's a farmers market going on. Well, yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad way to start, but also just the wealth of material that you've produced is just been quite phenomenal. So it was a very easy pick to want to come and ask you to come in and do this chat.
I appreciate you checking it out.
Oh, anytime. It's funny because we just see lots of opportunities to get to really good shows. I mean, really good shows. I mean, yours is one of them, but there were loads and loads of good lunchtime and weekend shows, the early evening shows for free, if I'm honest. And you got a position where people are saying we're losing venues, and you've got masses of great music in free locations, and you really want to see as many people to get out to. Yeah?
Well, I guess because I think some of them are funded by the city, possibly. All I know is that there's enough respect going towards the musicians playing on different levels that these free events are able to have artists of certain qualities. So it's nice. I mean, it's nice to go out to a free show and it's actually.
Well, you've got. I suppose somewhere like David Pico, you've got a brand new audience walking past you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got that position whereby you've got people who are coming out to eat lunch, and yet hopefully you're getting paid for this at the end of the day too. So as long as you're getting paid at the end of the day, But then you've also got a brand new audience walking past who are listening, if I'm honest, to your new release as well.
That's a good thing. I mean, any new fan in any any place, any venue is a good thing. So.
Well, you got a really nice day. About a week later, we saw Susanna, and
Oh yeah, she played the week after.
She played the week after, and she was dealing with a really cold wind and some rain kicking in as well.
Well, we came close.
Did you?
My way there, it was raining, and when I got there, it was really overcast, and I don't know. The gods looked down upon us for an hour.
And your new album's Nonsense and Heartbreak, right?
Heartache.
Sorry, my apologies. Nonsense and Heartache. Yeah. So that's it's a double album.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big work of art a big piece of work that you're talking about right there. So how did that come about? Because you've got that, as I say, to put out a double album these days is exceptional.
Foolish in a way.
Foolish.
But for the concept behind why we did it made more sense than just putting out a record with a lot of songs on it, or 2 records, a double album. It's 2 different albums packaged into one.
Right.
So you have the Nonsense album and you have the Heartache album, and they're both very different from each other.
Yeah.
You could listen to Nonsense first. Can listen to Heartache. It doesn't matter. There's no rhythm between the 4 sides.
No, fair enough.
They're just separate things. So I've tried to, and Mike Timmons, who produced it, it was his idea actually. We both have been trying to push that idea that it's 2 different albums in one.
Right.
Because if we just made a double record, these days it's so hard. The future seems to be these streaming sites. A lot of people aren't really listening to albums the way that albums are made.
No, I think that's a really good point. What we've seen this last 2 or 3 years in particular is bands releasing, say, an EP, 5 or 6 tracks, and then
that's it.
One band, last year released 1 single every month. That was their goal.
Yeah, or 2 EPs in a year.
Yeah,
just because the attention span is a little little different. So.
Well, again, you look at this, and they are singles charts. That's what people concentrate on. Yeah. Our view is slightly different. We have an album of the week album of the week scenario that we put up through Spotify.
Which is great, because I love albums. I mean, that's why I make them.
Well, I'll be honest, I love the whole thing. For me, you have to listen front to back, right? Okay, so that's really been, our entire thing. But what we do is we put it up for a week, and we work on the basis that you listen, you like, you buy it. And after a week, it's coming down. Yeah. Because while you're listening to it, it's not going to be available through us. We'd rather... And I'll be honest, we'd rather people actually went and bought it, direct from you.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's got to be a lot better than the streaming thing going on.
Yeah, we're into that.
Yeah.
I'm into that concept.
Well, I think that's something that we're going to see coming back a little bit more because as artists, you need revenue, right?
Yeah, the whole vinyl coming back. I guess another good thing beyond maybe it just possibly being the novelty for somebody. It's making people listen to, maybe not the whole record right off the bat, but listening to a whole side, because there's an action to it. It's not just like the click of a button.
Well, particularly if you as you say, the two albums are very different from that point of view. They should be listened to separately from that point of view. But also then when you're playing live, you got an opportunity to get to more and more audiences, and you've played live quite a lot recently. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah. The last few months, I went across the country and beyond that, Ontario dates and local dates.
Yeah. But am I right in thinking and tell me if I got this wrong, but I think when you were on stage, you mentioned you played in people's kitchens. Is that because that's becoming an increasingly popular format?
Yeah, we play house shows, house concerts, kitchen parties, whatever you want to call it. It's usually in people's living rooms.
Right. Okay.
It's great because you have an attentive audience that are there specifically for the show.
Yep.
And it's in somebody's living room. You can, I like the ones where you don't even have to have a PA, where I'm just singing into the air and playing.
Well, it's funny. You should say that because we got involved with the artery shows as well, and they were. So we'd actually gone to a jazz quintet for 2 hours in someone's front room. And the journey.
It must have been great.
It was fabulous. And this was when this is January, February, so there was a lot of snow and ice still on the ground.
Yeah.
And we came in and we did the way it worked was come out of the subway, go to the LCBO, and then straight into the front room.
Yeah.
And then 2 hours of jazz. And this was fantastic. Put my boots back on, put my coat on, and disappear into the night. Yeah. It was just a really fabulous way of doing it. But also, it breaks that model down a little bit, in terms of what your structured gig looks like as well. And so you've got people's attention for that amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is nice because afterwards, a lot of them can be very connected to it because the scenario is a very intimate thing. So
exactly.
So it's nice when they purchase albums afterwards too. They want to bring it home with them and yeah, I mean it is these days in a world and an industry where there's less and less money opportunities. These house concerts and they're probably picking up steam because you can still make like a decent amount.
Well, I think that's.
And I mean, money isn't very important to me beyond living and keeping this going.
Yeah, but you live here in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toronto isn't the cheapest place to live in the planet, right?
I live and I grew up and I still live in the East End.
Right.
Which is a little bit, it's a little bit cheaper, but who knows? In a few years, they might boot me out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you played in Castro's as well.
Yeah, we have we do a Thursday night residency there, which we've had since pretty much the beginning.
Right.
And it's a great gig to have because there's no pressure, like I'm playing new songs that the band doesn't know.
Well,
because it's not really people come out to. It's come to the point where people come out to see that side of the band. Like they're expecting, like, okay, well, he might play a new song tonight, or the band might do this, or they may play an extended version of this song or completely change this other tune that we're so used to. So it's really nice, and it keeps the band seeing each other every week, and it's essentially like we're rehearsing in we're having our own house show.
Well, I suppose to a certain extent you're road testing your material in front of in front of an audience who knows you well, and then you can tell the reaction that you're getting back for some of those songs.
I think it's an important thing to have. I think every band should, if they can have something like that. I mean, we can get away with it because it's in the East End, and so we'll do our West End show or whatever we're doing. And it's not going to interfere with that as far as
it's interesting
people coming out, because it's
a different audience.
Like in a different town.
That East-West split is really important, because I've been to a lot of shows at Whaler Bar, and getting people to come out from Queen West to come to Queen East is a different. That's if you've got an audience in both places, they really do, don't they? But you've got an audience in both places, then that really works. But you're going to be back on the Queen West. August 9th in the Horseshoe?
August 9th, we're at the Horseshoe. And that's going to be a fun night, because opening the show is a good friend of mine, a great songwriter, Graham Nicholas.
Right.
He's another local guy.
That's right.
And other friends of ours, Big Tobacco and the Pickers, they're celebrating their 10th anniversary as a band.
Wow, okay.
So it's going to be a really great night. I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be excellent. And then you're off to, is it Montreal and Trenton, I think, in September?
Yeah, in September we're doing that. And there'll be stuff through October and November too. Yeah. Some of it's been finalized. I'll go across Canada again, but probably not till the spring.
Right.
From the looks of it at this point, but definitely do that again.
Well, we'll definitely come see you in Castro, because it's one of my favourite places to go.
Oh, okay? It's great. It has such
it's the vibe is superb.
Yeah,
all right. The beer and the food are wonderful.
Yeah.
And we normally go and see either Civil Ray, Andrea de Boer.
Andrea,
in there, or alternatively Winnie Brave when they pass through.
I heard the name. Yeah,
I haven't
seen them.
They're not coming into Toronto very often these days, but they're wonderful. So when they come through, they play.
Up north, is that right?
They are, they're up north in Orillia.
I remember seeing their name in Orillia.
Yeah, they're up there quite a bit, but they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's dip into the speed round of doom. As I say, all this is answers. Whatever comes to mind is good. If you don't feel like answering it, that's good too. We can move on to the next one. All right. So the first one comes out. The first one comes out. Says, so if you had a pizza that would describe your personality, what pizza would most accurately or clearly describe your personality if you had to pick a pizza?
I just go for plain cheese, because I'm actually quite boring.
Okay.
I'm a bore.
Nothing wrong with cheese. All right. It's one of my absolute
I don't even
loves.
like music. I just kind of do it because I needed something to keep me busy.
Well, it's certainly keeping you busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got we had to reword this particular question. There's a program.
Is this controversial?
It might be. There's a space program to Mars. And they were asking for people to join in, and lots of Canadians were jumping up and saying, we want to really go to Mars. But they obviously realised they didn't realise necessarily it was only a one-way trip.
Oh, so,
yeah. So we've got some musical celebrities, and you can get to pick one or none of these to go on the trip to Mars. So you're not on the trip with them, okay? That's important here, okay?
Okay.
So we've got Van Morrison, Johnny Rotten, Kanye West, Bob Dylan, or Sting. If you don't have to, but if you wanted to pick one of those to be on the trip to Mars, which one of them would you put on the one-way trip to Mars?
I would put Bob Dylan, not only because I'm a huge fan, but obviously that doesn't mean that you're gonna want to hang out with them all the time. But the reason why I would pick Bob Dylan, I mean, Van Morrison would be great too, but I know Bob is a big music nerd. He knows his records.
Right.
He knows his music, and I'm a big music nerd. That's why I started, getting into this thing. So I'd like to go with him, because we could talk about old blues, and old rock and roll, and old country. We could play those songs. We could, I feel like that he would be.
It's the ultimate road trip, then.
He'd be a cool guy to just
Sweet.
talk about old records with.
Yeah.
So and I enjoy that. I get together with friends and talk about old records.
Yeah, I think I do that most of the time too.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so in a fight, who would win? A silverback gorilla or 100 midgets with knives?
Oh.
Not that I want to see a silverback gorilla die, you understand, but there's
I'll pick the gorilla because it just sounds cool.
I think so. Yeah. I think that definitely works. Maple syrup, overpriced or overrated?
Well, that's tough because I don't really have it that often. But when I have really good syrup, I can taste the difference. So
right. Okay.
That's
That's a really good point.
So I guess it's not overpriced. I don't know.
As long as it's good quality.
As long as it's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a great answer. How would you describe yourself? High maintenance, low maintenance, or the high maintenance but think you're low maintenance?
Well, I mean, you'd have to ask somebody close to me about that.
Right. Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't think I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one because you'd have to ask. You'd have to ask somebody else.
Somebody else. Okay, that's a good answer too. That's probably the best answer actually.
Yeah.
Penguins or scorpions?
Well, penguins are cuter.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe they're more dangerous. I don't know. I've never partied with either one of them.
No, penguins.
I don't like the band scorpions. So
no,
I'll go for penguins.
Fair enough. That is as good an answer as any. And finally, which vegetable? If you had to pick a vegetable to describe Toronto, what vegetable would you pick to describe Toronto?
Wow. Who's writing these questions?
It is the last one. If you haven't got one, then that's fine too.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Toronto's a vegetable? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You think it'd be a basket of them? I don't know.
A basket case, perhaps.
Yeah. I have to think of all the vegetables. I'd have to see a list of them.
I'd see a list of vegetables.
And then pick one.
Yeah.
It's also like I can't like spell in the air or do math. I'd have to get a piece of paper and like write it out.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
So I don't know.
Don't worry. Don't know is also a good answer. So that's going to bring us to the end.
Is there any bonus?
No. I'm sadly not. No, I don't. We've run through those. First of all, many thanks, Jerry, for your time.
Thanks,
okay.
Yeah,
seriously,
thank
absolutely brilliant. All the details of your websites will all be in the credits as we run through.
Oh, great.
Many thanks to Angelo and to Yestin for filming. Thanks again to Factory Girl and George for looking after us, and then subscribe to the YouTube link and details of DCC are in there. Until next time, thank you.
Bells ring on and on, from the town hall to the pier. Little Billy the kid was gone, with Lucy and razor tears, hand round a plastic gun, and a present from the past, and the bright moon danced along. The river and the sand